Hello?
Hi, it's Carlos. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
That's good. We're on air, yes?
Yeah, I just had a bit of a trouble trying to get to work at all, yeah.
Oh, that's all right. I've been listening to the radio. I'm on my way down from the Central Coast in my car.
Oh, wow.
Sydney with I've got my small son here next to me, Damien.
Oh, hello, yeah.
Yeah, say hello, Damien.
Hi.
Hi, how old are you?
Good.
That's good.
And so it's school holidays now, as you know, because you've finished your HSC now, haven't you?
Yeah, I finished all my exams because I'm in year 11, so HSC is next year.
Year 11, that's right.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah, it's been pretty good.
Good, yeah. I know last time we spoke you were doing quite well, and you were very well organised with your studies and getting on top of it.
Yeah, I am. And now it's the holidays. I'm just resting and relaxing. So, trying to get all that stress out of me.
Yeah, well, I love the music you were playing. Once we got to Pennant Hills Road, we got the radio on, and my son really loved the music, and he was saying, this music is good for you to be on that radio, Dad.
It's the latest songs, yeah. Because Carol was just in, so she was playing a bit oldies. She was playing a lot of oldie music, so.
No, but I like that last set that you did. It was very chilled and modern, but it was really cool. Yeah, it was, and you've got a very good, I suppose, election choice where you know what works. And some people I've heard on other even professional radio stations where they put one or two good songs and then they miss it on the next one because it doesn't fit. And
okay, yeah, going up and down. Yeah, today's just a very gloomy day, so I better put everyone to sleep with my relaxing music.
No, that's good. And so now the holidays, I thought last time we spoke, we're going to talk a little bit about, because obviously the young people that listen to you are very interested in getting that balance of study and fun, I think.
Yeah, that's well, now that's the holidays, they can do both at the same time. So
yeah, that's right. And I think it's important to be able to. Yeah, I've always said to people, young and old, that I think one of the keys to success is being able to go from 100 to 0, and from 0 to 100. You know? Yeah,
I remember you saying that. Yeah, that's definitely some good advice.
Switch on and switch off. Because moderation is good, and sometimes, and a lot of, in our life, it's required. But when you're doing things like you're studying or you're trying to accomplish goals, that there are clear goals at the end of the year or the month or whatever, it's always good to be able to immerse yourself in that moment and go from 0 to 100, but also like now from 100 to 0 and decide to actively rest. Yeah,
definitely. That's something that needs to be taught upon every young person that's listening as well. Something to learn as well. You can get into that habit of going from 0 to 100 and then 100 to a 0 real quick. So
that's right, and it's just the timing, isn't it? I think it's picking your time when. Sometimes we get confused, and so that fun and work or study sometimes, I suppose, mixed up, and that's where we can get ourselves into a little bit of trouble. Psychologically speaking, I suppose, because we're just not clear or whether we're supposed to be studying or playing, and then we miss the moment. Especially with play, with fun, it's important to have a really good time and to not regret not having been a little bit more adventurous.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, for myself, I'm still working. I'm part-time as well as, I do radio for fun and sometimes I do go out. But also I focus on my schooling. So it's about balancing that out and being able to maintain everything.
Yeah. No, that's right. I mean, and are you still enjoying the radio? You can tell you do.
I am. I've had about 2 weeks off, though, because of the exams, because it's just been so stressful. So I do have to balance it out and make sure, I'm doing right by myself. So I didn't want to put too much stress by coming in. I just wanted to go home and quickly sleep. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, we talked about that many times, the sleep, the physical exercising.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I started going to the gym yesterday and my body's killing me completely.
Yeah, working up to it. And you get, I suppose, you get a lot of young people, then you must get, when you're not on the radio, a lot of young people talking to you about your show. And
I do a lot.
Yeah, that's good. It's good that you're increasing the population of people that listen to you, and you can do a lot of good through broadcasting. And I know you try to make sure that it's always positive. So I think for the young people, especially around the Western Sydney area, it's where I grew up too, as when I spoke to initially with Carol at the start of the year. I grew up in that area. That's why I'm quite attached to all that area, and it's growing now with a lot of things to do. So you'll find that a lot of your friends, a lot of the young people listening to you, it's just a matter of looking for things to be able to do out there, because there's a lot of things happening at the moment.
Definitely, yeah. Speaking about holidays, has your son been going to any programs or different activities, or is he just resting and sleeping like I am?
Yeah, well, he does a few little things throughout the week like kids do. He plays a bit of sport, he does MMA.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's good. So does my youngest daughter. They both go together, and they keep relatively active. We're very, I suppose, I'm relatively inflexible with regards to the gaming. I'm not a big gaming supporter at a certain age.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah,
so I know some people are into that, but I'm a true believer that, especially up to a certain age, I think there's a lot of other things kids have to be exposed, because with the gaming and the digital world, I understand that we didn't grow up with that, so it's harder for us to understand it. But kids, when they're 8, 9, 10, they're going to be exposed to it anyway when they go to their friend's place and so.
Oh yeah, definitely.
It's always good. Yeah, I tell parents, because parents ask me when they bring their child in. I think 45 minutes in the evening is plenty.
Yeah.
Weekday, and then maybe an hour and a half, and then the rest definitely be strict on that. But so they tend to have other activities, and I'm sure as they get older, if they wish to do a bit of gaming, obviously that's going to be an option. But yeah, I think for kids it's good to have from very young to learn that balance.
Yeah, well, with the gaming, my brother he's 8, and so my mum just had a baby. So while she was in the hospital for a couple of weeks, because she's been going through a lot of things, my dad didn't realize that my brother's been on this. It's called Fortnite, so it's a new gaming game that's come out. He was on it for about 6 hours each day, and it was really So once my mum came home, my mum sorted everything out. So more of the lesson is don't leave dad home with the kids. Yeah.
Look, I'm an activist against Fortnite, if you like.
Yeah, it's massive.
Considering, because I see the damage it's been doing. I'm considering. I've spoken about this to a couple of professional colleagues of mine, and to actually start a movement against it with other professionals, because it's very destructive. And I've had kids come into my office and with their parents stating that they're not going to school because of the game as well. So
definitely, yeah. Well, if you've heard on the news this morning, there was a 13-year-old boy who encountered an assault by a 40-year-old man the other day in Blacktown, and it was based on social media and them meeting up.
That's right.
And yeah, it's really just social media and the internet and gaming. It does really affect young people, but because it's so driven into our generation, and there's no really escaping of it. But it's just how you maintain that and how our parents get involved.
Yes, exactly. I think I would recommend any parent to, and I do actually professionally in my office and publicly, like now as well, that to be strict. That the kids aren't going to like it, but it's going to be temporary, and
definitely
they're going to say, look, it's. Johnny's got it and Cindy has it, and there's but in this household this is what we do. And if you, I think you have to be very strict with the time that's on it. And social media, I don't see the reason why any child really under 12 should have access to social media, or 13. As far as I'm concerned, even 14, 15. But say to be a little bit flexible, and even then. It's not really required full time. I mean, if they wish to keep in contact with some friends, then the parents can open a group, say, on WhatsApp or on one of these things, but not on the public.
Definitely.
Yeah, I know it sounds a little bit old-fashioned, and I used to be a bit more flexible with my thinking, but now after I've seen the consequences of it, I'm becoming a little bit more conservative with regards to gaming. Yeah.
No, definitely. That's something to take in for anybody listening who has kids or may have, cousins. That's something to take into consideration, because it is really dangerous. It's the internet, so it's the internet wide web. So.
Well, that's right. It's a wonderful thing. Obviously, we have access when it's used properly. That's wonderful things. But with children, we have to teach them. And if you start from the premise that, there's a certain amount of time for this and you stick to it, I think that's fine. There's going to be some children out of the siblings that are going to be more, I suppose, a little bit more obsessed with it, and therefore you have to be a little bit more observant of those ones. All the kids have different personalities. Some children actually have access to it but choose not to use it. They prefer to dance or go outside and kick a ball or whatever. So there is different personalities, and that's what parents should take care of as well and observe. Yeah,
it's just so much easier just to give them a gaming or give them a phone to shut them up. So
exactly.
That's what's happening lately. Instead of just giving them, what did you do when you were younger? Read a book or play with the ball outside?
Well, yeah. I mean, we were young, I suppose, the 70s, the 80s. It was a different time, and I believe solely that in the 80s, when I was in the mid 80s, I was 18, so I was around your age when in the mid 80s. And I know that everyone says it, but I think, in my case, it's true that we were the most fortunate generation because we had a great mix of technology, and traditional love. I think it was right around there. So we had colour TVs, we had telephones in our houses.
Yeah, that was good generation.
We could travel, could take a plane. There were helicopters. It was enough. We had music videos, but it wasn't all coping. It didn't cope the whole of our lives. And
like interfere with different things.
That's right. And I believe that. So we would, would catch up. We'd say after school, hey, we'll catch up, In my case, we used to have this big green electrical thing that was at the back of the flats that obviously must have some electrical stuff in it. So we used to call it the green thing. So we would say, I'll see you at the green thing at 5. And then that's just, we'll meet there and either take a ball, sit there just on the bricks and chat or ride skateboards. And so that's roughly what it was like in the 70s and 80s. And then, but we had cars, we still had access to a lot of things that we have today, but I think it was the right mix. Now,
it's crazy, time has changed.
There's a danger of being absorbed by the digital world, which is, it's still a reality, but it's not life,
You don't need it. It's not something that you need, something that you want, I wonder what it's going to be in the next couple of decades.
Who knows? I mean, I try to use it for good, not for evil, like I say. And it's fantastic. I've got my YouTube channel, Camacho Psychologist, whatever, and people get there and they listen to my talks, and I have a lot of fun putting them up, and I'm doing a podcast, and I've got things that I release, and so forth. I've got another radio station where they record some of the stuff, so we put that up, and
oh wow,
and so I try to use it. I try to use it in a way that I can maybe pass on
in a positive way.
Yeah, the little that I know, at least, that I've learned, that maybe it might help someone. But I try not to get too involved in the social aspect of it. And so, but it's easier for me, of course, being a grown man that grew up in the 80s. But for a child that is born into the digital world, it's part of their life. I understand that, but it's up to the parents to decide what is best for them.
Yeah, that's it. That's you got to lay the rules down. You got to set it straight. But I think it should also be taught in schools, because sometimes parents don't have the time to set these rules out straight. Or I think schools should really imply about social media, because it is evolving so quickly. So that's something of another topic to talk about.
It is. There's always going to be, like you said, parents that take advantage of it, that use it as a nanny, that watch this. And we've all done it in one way as a parent, oh good, he's in a 2-hour movie, now I can, clean up or read
just take the spoon.
And that's fine as a one-off, of course, but I think interaction, we've got to remember that the human civilization has been going on for thousands of years. And, our Australian Aborigines have been around for over 60,000 years, and a lot of the knowledge that they've passed on has been purely oral, and so, and it's been passed on, and that's because people sit down and talk, and then they pass on to another generation. So it's very, very powerful, and all the books that we read, from the ancient Greeks, from our side, from the Western world, a lot of them were chats. Everything we know about Socrates, one of our most famous philosophers, 500 years before Christ, is because of the chats he had to people, and another philosopher, Plato, wrote them down, and that shaped our world. So it's so important to talk. People underestimate it, I think. Definitely,
you got it all right. Already said it.
But I think, in the end, I think it's a bit like the Chinese say, the yin and the yang, a good balance,
Oh, yeah, a good quote.
Yeah, good balance. I think if you go for balance, that's good. And every now and then, the controlled extremes where you're going up to 100 because you've got to put in a big night of study, or you want to enjoy this party, or whatever it may be, or you've got to work hard to finish a project or whatever it may be, and that's fine. You focus on that, give it 100%, then you go back and to your moderation. I think I find that's always a good plan.
Definitely. I think people should know, and anybody listening should take that into consideration, because that's exactly what we need in our lives.
Exactly, and they can always, and if it doesn't work out, they can always blame Carlos Camacho.
Yeah, definitely. That's the one you need to blame, not me. Don't come to me. So you said that you own, you have your own YouTube channel. What's that name under?
Well, it's basically just Carlos Camacho Psychologist, so it's Camacho. And Carlos Camacho, and it's I put all my. If you were recording this and you send it to me, then I'll probably put this up too. But maybe next time we should think about that.
Awesome, and, definitely.
Yeah, and then I put them up and people share them, and I've got a podcast happening now, and it's called, and you can get it on Spotify, and it's and on Google Play. It's called Private Universe.
Private Universe. Wow.
And I've only just started, so it's the first one's just on introduction to happiness, but the second one's a chat about a bit comedic. We started talking about reviewing the grand final, and we went on to talking about other things. And so my idea is just to have one guest a week and put it up and talk about their life, talk about a bit like we're doing here now. But
you're really good at it as well.
A bit more time. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I mean, I think in my job it's important to enjoy. I really enjoy listening to people's stories, and sometimes I had wished I had recorded it, because I find that one person's life is so fascinating,
Definitely is, yeah. Everyone has their own experiences to share, so you get different views.
Yeah. And so that's what I'm paid to do. But feel free. I'll send actually the link through email to Carol as well.
Yeah, definitely. I have my own Instagram now. I changed from Facebook to Instagram, so I'll definitely share that.
Oh, you've got an Instagram, yeah?
Yeah, I just started, because I used to have a Facebook page, but I wasn't too active on Facebook, and I think a lot of my friends and a lot of people my age are more attracted to YouTube and Instagram. Oh, and Snapchat, of course, yeah.
Yeah, I've had Instagram for a while now, and I put but you can only put 1 minute of videos.
Yeah, that's the thing,
the link. Yeah, my one's called Carlos Alive.
Carlos Alive, okay, awesome. Well, I'll definitely be sharing that. So any people out there, yeah.
And then I'll share your stuff too. And I'm sure that, hopefully, look, I find that sometimes people say, "Oh, dude," sometimes you get frustrated that you talk about things and then people don't follow. Look, I don't expect anyone to do anything. I say, I think somehow if I can get to maybe help one person in any way, I think that's always a good thing,
Yeah, definitely. No, you got wise words.
Well, hopefully you've got enough time to put some more of that music.
Oh yeah, definitely. I have about 10 minutes left before I head off to bed again. So.
Excellent. Yeah, nice rest, and then tomorrow's a new day.
Yeah, and going to bed, doing the same thing. These holidays is just consisting of me sleeping.
Good. Yeah, because you'll regret it once you start back again.
Yeah, definitely.
Should have slept more.
Awesome. Well, it's been a pleasure having you.
No worries.
Until next time.
Yep.
Awesome.
I'll see you probably the first week of November again.
Yeah. Your son's name was Damien?
Damien, here he is, yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Awesome. I'll speak to you next month.
Yep.
No worries. Yeah, hopefully Damon will be here too.
Yeah, awesome. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.